Most people say that they value honesty, but what they actually value is comfort. And those two things are not the same. If something can be said with zero risk of offending someone, chances are it probably wasn't honest. Comfort preserves peace. Honesty preserves alignment. Comfort avoids tension, but honesty, it exposes the tension. You may have been the person in a relationship in the past trying to keep the peace, in a situation where something was obviously frustrating you with your significant other. Instead of letting them know that when they asked you if you were fine, you told them, yeah, everything's good. But in the background, that resentment starts to build up. There's a conversation that should happen, but just for the sake of comfort, you push it off to the side and you say, everything will breeze over. Everything will be fine eventually as long as we give it time. So now there's also dishonesty present in the relationship through you not communicating your needs and, the withholding of information. Now there is misalignment that's created that's driving you both further apart when you can be growing closer together. Comfort keeps the moment smooth. Honesty sacrifices the moment to save the future. Even in dating, the questions of, what are you looking for? How do you view sacrifice? How do you handle your money? These questions generally don't come up pretty early because they're viewed as risky. You're risking coming across as too serious or scaring this person off. But the true question is, why are you worried about scaring them off? You see, comfort, it avoids the risk, but honesty, it accepts the risk. In friendships, you have that one friend, right, who told you, this year I'm getting in the best shape of my life. I'm hitting the gym. I'm staying consistent. But day by day, week by week, they're not hitting the gym. They're not doing what they said they would. And when they bring up the fact that, I've been slacking lately, and so you reassure them that you'll get back on track. Don't worry about it. You always have tomorrow. It's not that serious. You'll get back on track. Instead of telling them you're slipping, you're not actually doing what you said you would do, and that's why you're not getting the results. That'll be a whole lot more uncomfortable. People confuse comfort with honesty because a lot of people equate not hurting someone's feelings to being honest. Not hurting someone's feelings, that is a goal. That is a desired effect that you hope to have when you communicate. The truth isn't centered around a desired effect. The truth doesn't want anything. The truth just exists. That's something that can't be refuted. There is no goal that the truth has other than to stand alone as something that no one can rebuttal against. A lot of people mistake reassurance for the truth, and they fear consequences more than they fear misalignment. I truly believe that if honesty has never cost you anything, it probably wasn't honesty. Don't get me wrong, honesty definitely has its consequences. For one, you may start losing approval. Once you start being honest, you may realize that a lot of people, they don't approve of you. They don't approve of the new improved version of you that no longer has the ultimate goal of appeasing them. So you may notice that a lot of people who spoke highly of you before, they may stop speaking so highly of you. You may start losing access. At first, you may have been the guy that whenever there's a party going on, whenever there's a social event, there was always someone who wanted to hang out, But you may notice that now, all of a sudden, you're not the first person that people want to invite out because you're not going along to get along anymore. You're the person that actually might stand up for themselves. You're the one that actually might say something that is in opposition to what everyone else is saying or what everyone else believes. So instead of allowing you to come around, or instead of encouraging you to come around, it's so much easier just to X this person out and say, we're not going to really deal with this person because, they can be kind of difficult, right? You may lose the relationship. See, satisfactory performance looks like underperformance to someone that is used to you overperforming. If they're used to you showing up in the relationship, doing everything, carrying all the emotional weight, taking care of absolutely everything, never leaving anything to them, never asking for any help, just being the sole reason that the relationship is actually still working. If you take a step back and you pull back just slightly and focus a little more on yourself, being more of that person that actually takes yourself into consideration, they're going to notice. And chances are, they may not like it. They not only that, they may hate it. This actually may become an incompatibility because they're not accepting of who you are. They're accepting of who you were pretending to be. The benefits outweigh all the cons. The pros outweigh the cons by a long shot because through being honest, you'll gain clarity, you'll gain direction, and also you'll gain the respect because so many people aren't willing to do what you're willing to do. A lot of people aren't willing to be as honest as you are, and everyone knows that. Everyone is able to realize when they encounter someone that has that quality that they don't have. I want to make the differentiation. It's important to note that honesty isn't cruelty. It isn't saying every single thing that you think, and it's not dumping all your emotions on someone. When we think honesty, the focus is more on being intentional, it's being clear, it's being concise, and it's accepting the consequences of whatever it is that you're saying or whatever it is that you're doing. I've found that this communication style is difficult for a lot of people because comfort, it feels good right now, but honesty, it feels good eventually. Comfort only gives short-term relief, but honesty gives long-term stability. The real problem isn't that people avoid honesty, is that they convince themselves that they're being honest when they're only being comfortable. Many of us are immune to it, if any. I think everyone can think of at least one time in their life where they chose comfort over being honest. When they chose the easy way out of the conversation, the easy way out of the situation, over taking the path that they knew deep down was the better path to get the better long-term result. So the next time someone attacks you for disrupting their comfort, give them clarity. Make sure to remind them that comfort maintains the illusion, honesty corrects it. Make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Till next time.